In this video, I'm going to share with you the best card to buy in early of January 2024, and I promise you, this is going to blow your mind and surprise a lot of you guys. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a free training breaking this all down on a Google Doc. So let's get into it, all right? So now let's sit back and think for a second, right? If we're gonna be buying something, we want to be buying something that is cheap and what's gonna go up in value. Also, if you really wanna make money in sports cards, you wanna be buying cards to get graded as 10s and reselling them, okay? So let's think. In late of January 2023, when I'm speaking right now, it's December of 2023, what is so cheap right now? Football. What is really cheap in football? The quarterbacks who have underperformed and who are probably not going to make the playoffs, okay? These are the guys you want to be targeting. So the NFL season ends on January 7th of 2024, and the focus and the money is going to be on the guys in the playoffs like Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, the guys who have played really well. The guys who have not played well, guys like Justin Fields, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, guys like this, their value is less than half of what it once was in September of 2023. Okay, so it might sound a little counterintuitive, but these are the guys we want to be going after, okay? Because think about this. If you're going to be buying a card that's going to get graded and it's going to be at the grading company, let's say PSA for 2, 3, 4 months, don't you want to be buying something that's going to appreciate? If you buy someone like, let's say, Tua Tagovailoa, and his value is up here, and chances are he's not going to win the Super Bowl, and once he loses in the playoffs, his value is going to go down. So if you buy a card right now, it might go up once the playoff begins, and maybe he wins a playoff game, but once he loses, it's going to go down. Of course, assuming he loses, but there can only be one winner. Now, if you really want to play this game, this took me a long time to learn how to play the game of football, with sports cards, not actually the game of football. I knew how to play that from a young age. You want to be buying the guys who have not played well, the guys who are down and not going to make the playoffs, however, who have a high chance of starting the next upcoming year, okay? Because what do we know about sports cards? Sports cards is based on a hype and demand. Just let me give you an example. So let's go back 2 years ago. Tua Tagovailoa's value, when the Miami Dolphins traded for Tyreek Hill, his value went up double, and that was like in March or April. Out of nowhere, his value went up double because everyone knew he was going to be the starter. Now, not everyone was excited about him, but people got excited when they got Tyreek Hill, and for sure they should have, right? Look how good Tua is with Tyreek Hill. Another example, last year, Trevor Lawrence, this doesn't make any sense, but for whatever reason, after he lost in the playoffs, you would think his value would go down. Because he was young, exciting, people liked him, Calvin Ridley, people were excited about him, his value started to come back up big time in like March and April. A lot of these football guys, when a lot of the trades happen, the NFL draft, go up a lot, especially the guys who are down a lot in January. If you're enjoying the content of the video and you want to learn how to make a side income with sports cards, I spent the past 3 months putting together a training to show you exactly how it's done in detail. Sports cards has allowed me to live a life beyond my wildest imagination, and I'm thankful for the hobby every single day. That is the reason I teach sports cards, and I am so passionate about it. At the end of the training, we offer a paid program where you can work closer with me. However, I don't want you joining until you've watched the free training I put together. It will show you exactly what's inside the program and how to make money with sports cards, and from there, you can make an educated decision. So if you'd like to sign up for the free training, either scan the QR code on the screen or text Eric to 631-544-7005 or click the link in the description. Just to repeat it, you can either scan the QR code or text Eric to 631-544-7005 or click the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. So let's sit back and think to ourselves, what players do we think falls under the criteria that I just mentioned? Underperformed in 2023, not going to make the playoffs, however, probably going to be starting the next upcoming year in September 2024. Well, there's probably a few of them, but a few that I could think of is Sam Howell, right? He's probably going to be the starter of the Commanders. There's no promises, but he's probably going to be the starter. Justin Fields, he's probably going to be the starter for the Bears, but even if he's not, he'll get traded to the Falcons or somewhere. But the bottom line is these guys who are going to be starting next year, the downside's very minimal. Their values have already went down a lot, and the upside is huge, right? What if Sam Howell, what if they trade for a few huge defensive pieces, or they get, Kellen Moore as their coach, or someone really exciting? I'm just making things up. Or what if Justin Fields gets traded to the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Falcons trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr.? That's not going to happen, but I'm just making stuff up. Or what if the Atlanta Falcons trade for Devontae Adams and Justin Fields goes there, right? His value will skyrocket, okay? And that's what's going to happen to these teams. These bad teams with these decent quarterbacks make a lot of big moves in the offseason, and you want to be on the right side of that. Because think about this. If you buy a Sam Howell card right now to get graded, let's say it takes 2 months to get back to you, so it gets back to you in March, it's only going to go up and not down, right? It's probably not going to go down. How much more down can it go? He didn't play that well this season. The Commanders stink. So that's the game you want to be playing, and I'm just ripping names off the top of my head. There's a bunch more you could think of, like Kyler Murray. Now, someone who I would not buy is probably someone like Desmond Ridder. I can't see him being a starter this upcoming year. He probably didn't play well enough, but once again, you have to do your research and really think who's going to start this upcoming year and who's not. But just to recap this video, and hopefully this is going to help a lot of you guys, buy the guys that are cheap, not in the playoffs, who have a high chance of starting this upcoming year. These guys will gain a lot of hype, excitement, and it sounds funny to say out loud oh, what excitement is Sam Howell going to generate? He will, trust me. Seen it a bunch before. So down in the description, I'm going to leave a training, and in this Google Doc, there's a free training video as well, explaining this stuff in detail, just in words on a Google Doc, and also there's a training video of me actually going on eBay and kind of showing you guys what I look for and all that good stuff. So comment, subscribe. Hopefully you liked the video. If you have any questions or disagree with me or agree with me, drop a comment. I'm always happy to reply and get into a nice little debate. But comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.